Okay, guys, hopefully I can get all of this in the camera. I want to show you, with your writing, you are going to be doing, the end product is going to look something like this. It will have probably a little bit more writing with it, but you're going to have a news article where you have a title, and then you have the pictures, a charter graph, and then a free choice, and make sure you have captions with each of these. And then each one of these areas represents a section. Let me show you what that looks like in a news article. So you're basically writing a news article about whatever your topic is. So we have the title here, Congo's Gorillas. And then we have our subtitles down here. This is like an introduction, and this is in a region torn apart by war, endangered gorillas find safety and peace. And so this is kind of like a heads up to what this whole thing is about. Then you have your subheadings, which that represents each one of your questions, the sections that you're working on. And then look here, we have pictures. We have a couple of different pictures. We have captions. Caretakers act as parents to orphaned gorillas. This orphaned baby gorilla arrived in, can't even say that, Singkawi last summer. This gorilla lives in that. So we have several different pictures, but you also see we have a map here, and a map is something you could use. But I'm also wanting one other graphic of some sort. It could be a chart or a graph based on your particular topic. Let me see if I can find an example of a chart or graph in this little magazine. Yeah. So this one has a chart here, graph type thing, that shows the different, and this is put to about snow days. Okay, so that's what you're after. That's your end product. So now as you start to do your writing, we're going to go back to our research, and some of you may still have research you need to do. Okay, guys. I'm continuing to record. All right, so we have our questions at the top of each one of these pages, and you should have your notes. And you need several stickies. Remember, it's just a few words per sticky, and you need probably 6 stickies or so per question, unless it's a thin question and it's just like a yes or a no, and you need to kind of combine those with other questions. You need to think in depth. Look at these articles here. Look at these subsections in the gorilla. There's a lot of information here that is included in caught in the middle and a place of safety. All right, with that in mind, look at those creative titles. I'm going to look here, and I think I'll focus on this one to start with. I want to look at my question. What features do polar bears have to help them survive the extreme cold? All right, so let's think of a creative subheading. I'm going to try got warmth. Kind of catchy, right? Got warmth. All right, so I'm looking at, what are the things that a polar bear has to keep them warm in extreme cold? They have fur on the paws, tubular hair, clear camo, black skin, layer of blubber. And I came up with an idea to do an electric fur coat. It's basically what they have. And let's look here. I'm going to go just down here to caught in the middle. The 300-pound gorillas living in DRC are particularly at risk. Until recently, a rebel group called M23 had been operating within the apes' habitat. The rebels have been fighting against the Congolese government. So at the 300 mountain gorillas living in DRC are particularly at risk. That's the hook. That's what gets my reader's attention. So over here, I need to be thinking, and remember our expository writing? If you look at the whole expository piece, you had several different paragraphs, but you still had a claim. You had a claim about something, then you had reasons to prove it. Reason, and then a conclusion. That's a whole paper, but we also have to think of that in terms of paragraphs. And we're writing a paragraph or a section of an article by crafting it right here. And remember, this is our rough draft, so I'm going to want to skip lines. So I'm going to have this same concept. I need to make a claim. I need to support it with reasons, and I find my reasons over here in my research, and then I need to have a conclusion. So got warmth. Polar bears, I'm going to start with just polar bears live. I'm going to pause this and write out some stuff, and then I'll come back and tell you what I came up with. Okay, so I wrote out just my rough draft. Remember, I'm not going to be able to go make some changes, so this is rough. So I started out here. Polar bears live in an extremely cold climate. In order to survive, they have features that protect them from this cold. One of the most important parts to protect are their feet. Unlike most animals, they have fur on the bottom instead of leather pads. This puts a layer between their feet and the icy conditions they live in. Another thing unique about polar bears is, and I ran out of room, so I got a piece of notebook paper, and I'll show you what to do with that. Another thing unique about polar bears is their skin. They have black skin with a thick layer of blubber below it. If you have ever worn black, you know it gets warm under there. On top of their black skin is their fur. Their fur is like a tube, hollow in the middle. It is also clear, which helps them camouflage against the snow. All of this together is like an electric fur coat. And then I probably need to add a concluding statement of some sort. I thought this would be enough, but as I'm reading it, I'm going back and I'm thinking probably not. Remember to still use your golden rule of writing. Think, write, read. Think, write, read. I thought about it. I did my research. I even organized some of my stickies together where they needed to be on the different topics that I wanted them to have. And then, so I thought about it, then I wrote about it, now I've reread it, and I'll probably go back and start making some changes. You'll do this for every section you have. So you have a section here, and some of them will be shorter than others. This one would probably be a little bit long, like this first one. Have polar bears changed over time? What contributed to the change? Who knows where that would come if I kept on doing that research? What kind of shelter do polar bears need and why? That one might be kind of short. And then I have my other interesting facts page. And out of my interesting facts, I'm not showing the full screen. Out of my interesting facts, some of those might contribute to these other sections that I already have. I just missed it the first time around. They also some of them would categories. That's why we're on sticky notes. If you have your interesting facts on sticky notes, then you could pull your sticky notes and put the ones that seem like they go together before you start writing. All right, so after you've done your research, which you should be wrapping up research today for sure. Some of you are close, and that's why I wanted to go ahead and do this particular lesson. Go ahead and start drafting your piece. If you need extra notebook paper, fold it, and I would glue it down. Okay? Take a stick of glue stick, and just take the top part, not the whole thing. Just do the top part and stick it in that crease and stick it down so that you can go back and forth between the different sections as you are working then to work on revising and editing. But now I have it there. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to fall out. I'm still going to put my name on it, though, just in case it does, and have it ready to go. Hopefully you haven't glued down your stickies so you can move them around as you need to. Okay, if you have any quick questions about this, you can bring them to small group when it's your turn. Please do not bother me at small group. I need to be able to focus on those kids there. Ask 3, then me. Someone out there should probably be able to help you figure this out. Oh, and also, don't forget to be writing down your resources. You should have your book titles, book or books, and then your websites. Anytime you run across a website, make sure you get those websites written down in your resources section as well. All right. Have a good day writing or a good week writing. You'll probably spend a couple of days doing this. I doubt I'll do a new lesson tomorrow.